Hey, hey! Welcome back to Self-Built. Today, we're going to be doing some back. Now, we're going to break it down into 2 rowing exercises and 2 pull-down exercises. Both going to be different. And then, if we've got some time, we're going to do some pullovers. And I'll show you all the tips and tricks of doing it. You ready? All right, let's jump in. Exercise number 1 is going to be a row with your landmine attachment, your barbell, got some weights, and then, let's see if it'll rotate where you can see. I've got one of our pipe attachments hooked up right here at the very end, and then I'll have to show you. Oh, here's a closer look. I've got the carabiner already on before I put the weights on, attached with a chain. That way I can attach any sort of handle I want to make it very versatile type of rowing. For this exercise, it's going to be a neutral grip. So let's get to it. First, what I like to do before I'm going to do any sort of rowing or back exercise, I like to pre-flex my lats. If you're able to do that. If not, it'll come with experience. But before you load the weight and get ready to go, keep your lats flexed. That way, when you lift up and you start the motion, you're already engaged, you're thinking of your lats, which your lats are one of the hardest ones to get that mind-muscle connection because they're behind you and you can't really touch them when you're working out very much. So try that. If you're not sure how to flex your back, try to bring your shoulders and elbows out. You'll feel your back start to come out with it. That's basically what I'm doing before I even start. Then, when you get up, you're already in constant tension. You've got the muscle connection before you even go. And then it's ready to kill it. Now with back rows, I see it all the time. People love to do momentum just because they like to see how much weight they can throw around. It doesn't matter how much weight you're throwing if you're not using your muscles right. And if you're trying to get muscles to grow, you need to know how to use them. So you want to go up, get to the top, try to hold it, and then come back down for a stretch. Now sure, I'm not using a whole lot of weight, but the way I'm doing it and executing that motion, it's making it super hard. So give it a try. It's really fun. Okay, exercise number 2 is going to be your standard barbell rows. We're going to change the grip up a little bit. The last one we just did was a neutral grip. This one we're going to do supinated. Good trick you want to know on back is always change up your grips. This goes along with any exercise, but I feel like it makes a very big difference on back, on how it hits your back and uses the muscles. So always be changing up your grips, whether it's pronated, neutral, or supinated. You can also change with the width. Just go crazy with it. Variety is key. See that? Right there? That's proof. All right. This one, I'm just going to go with just width of my legs. Change it up. Feels different whichever way you do it, but for today, this is the way I'm going. So, same thing as the first one, back tense, and you'll come up, you'll step out a little bit. Now, with this, do it to your comfort level. I'm going to bend pretty far down to be just about straight. If that's too much of a strain for you, don't bend as far, okay? Just keep it safe. Next, you're going to drive it up. Try to hold it if you can. But you want to drive it into your ribs or into your gut. Now to add onto that one point I made where using strict form, there is a time and a place to add a little bit of body language into your reps. That would be towards the end of your reps, not the beginning, because you want to choose a weight that you can control for at least the first 5 reps. And if you're going to push it to 10, you can loosen up your form a little bit. Now, you got to be safe with it. So don't go crazy, but for example, if I'm completely depleted and on my last few reps, I could possibly use my back a little bit, some momentum, just to get a little bit more. Now, thing to keep in mind, you're not trying to get a magical number of reps. You're trying to keep your mind on those lats, using them as hard as you can, and that's the whole purpose of doing cheat reps, putting body language into your reps, is you're focused on just obliterating that muscle and getting it super tired. Reps and weight don't matter. It's all about tiring out that muscle. So that's one tip for you. All right, next up is exercise number 3. And as you can see, we've got a little bar hanging here. These are hanging, just got little eye bolts, eye screws into my ceiling. That's just my setup, and then I've got my chains. And this is the longer version of the pipe that we made in the earlier video. Now these are gonna be for some pull-ups. This might be challenging. I've got a way to show you if you're not able to do full pull-ups that you can self-spot yourself. So let's show you. With pull-ups, it's pretty self-explanatory. I try to shoot for around 10 to 20, just depending on my energy level. But right now I'm gonna go for 10. Go for as many as you're able to get. And then when it's to where you're not able to get enough reps for it to be very effective, you'll want to self-spot. I've got it low enough where I can spot with my legs when I'm at that point. But let's start the normal way. Now let's say I'm too fatigued to do a full rep. So let me show you. I wasn't able to get all this in the shot. So here we go. So we'll say I'm too tired to go. My feet are still on the ground. So I'm gonna pull as much as I can and then just slowly use the legs to self-spot. Now don't be disheartened if you have to do it this way for the first bit. All you gotta do is focus on pulling up. You'll get there. And I do this after I'm too fatigued anyway. So it's a great way to get some extra reps. Help get that back to grow, get some strength. On to the next exercise. This one is going to be a pull down variation. I've got both of my upper pulleys connected by this smaller pipe with dual handles or dual eye bolts. And then I've got 2 rope handles attached to this. Now, my goal for this is to have a really narrow grip, and with these ropes, you also have the ability to turn it a little bit. So I'm going to start at a neutral position, and as I pull back, I'm going to be rotating my wrists up, my palms up, so that way you just get a different feel, different stretch. And you can't see, but I've got a little stool down here. I'm going to sit on it like this, and it's not going to look like I'm getting a full range of motion. It's going to look like it's more of a row. So to fix that, I'm just going to lean forward more as I'm pulling the weight. So I'm going to start like this, and then I'll turn, so that way when I end, it'll be that direction. Get it under some tension. And then, so straight up is this. This is straight up. So I'm leaning to be, I want my back to be pretty much the same angle that I'm pulling the weight from, so it feels more like a pull down instead of a row. So I'll lean, and then just pull it down and twist. I'm going to squeeze at the bottom, keep Keep it under control when you're bringing it back. Get a good stretch at the top and repeat. See, the last few I wasn't able to get all the way down. You can call it partial reps, but I call them baby reps. Just try to get a couple baby reps at the end. Just fully fatigue the muscle, and it works. All right, on to the next one. Last one. So this is gonna be some pullovers with a rope. Something nice when you make your own rope attachment is you can make it super long. Benefit of you getting a long rope for this is when you do just a normal bar, so pull down motion or pull over, you're pulling it towards you. Now if you have a bar, this is as far as you can go. If you've got a rope, you've got the ability to open up and go farther, and if you've got a longer rope, that just means you can go deeper. Now this is a really good stretching exercise, really good stretching and contraction of the back muscles. Now a lot of people like to go heavier than they need to on this as well. Hey, if you're super strong, more power to you. But what you want to do is get in position. You want to load your lats, load the muscle before you get into the exercise, so that way you've got that muscle in mind before you even start. And then you just pull down. Now you don't have to have your arms completely straight or all the way bent. You can find a happy spot for you. But you want to go down, keep it under control. You don't want to do momentum, so you want to keep bringing it. And then this is where you really feel the squeezing. Once you get back here, your back comes alive. When you bring it back, keep it under control. You can play with changing your stance. When you're up this high, if you're bent down a little bit more, you get a little bit more of a stretch. And then you can bring it up a little bit as you're coming back. Just play with it. And you'll feel that you can hit your back just by changing your stance, by bringing your chest up at the end, leaning down at the bottom. But play with it. See what you think. If you prefer to stay stationary, do what works best for you. That's all I can say. But this is one of the greatest exercises for a stretch, because when you think about it, if you're doing rows, you're only going from here to here. If you're doing pull downs, you're only going from here to here. This is both of those put into one. So give it a shot. Tell me what you think. All right. That finishes up our back exercises for today. I hope you guys got a good workout like I did. Tell me how it was. Tell me in the comments. If you like this video, give it a like. Share it with your friends if you found value out of this. And if you want to keep working out, learning some ideas, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it a lot. All right, tune in next time for some more self-built